In this lesson, I want to talk about the second cue, the calm and melancholy cue, and how I'm conveying emotion here. So again, I've got the real crux of my cue built from a harmonic concept, a rhythmic concept, and a melodic concept. My rhythm is muted. I actually am using a pad sound here that is being filtered. Now, if you don't have Ableton, then these plugins may not be familiar to you, but essentially this is just an automated EQ, an automated filter. And you can't see it functioning, but you can hear it. Let's listen to this. Right, so there's kind of a quality here that is rhythmic in nature, but it's not as aggressive and persistent as a drum. It's kind of soft and muted. And I wanted that because I thought a muted rhythm would still provide the cohesion that we want from rhythm. But because it's muted in its kind of sonic character, you could think about it as a timbral character, it's helping to convey and reinforce the sense of calm. Now my harmony is again based on B flat major, but here we're using a different cadence. As I talked about earlier, I'm using what's called a half cadence. I'm ending on the 5 chord of my key of B flat. The progression starts with B flat here, ends on a 5 chord. My harmony is still fundamentally based on B flat major, so it has the more cheerful element that a major can convey, but the half cadence also makes it seem very circular. The harmonic progression here circles in on itself like a snake eating its own tail. Let's listen to just the harmony. So it's very moody, right? And you can feel that it's moving by small motions. There's nothing urgent here. And here we've kind of concluded, but not really. That's the feeling of a half cadence. Now, of course, my melody, as I referred to earlier, is really just using drones. And these droning pitches, I get one pitch over the whole chord progression. So the chord progression plays under this drone, then it repeats under this drone, then it repeats under this drone. So each one of these drone pitches gets performed over this entire harmonic progression. And in so doing, each drone pitch changes from chord tone to color tone and maybe even to chromatic. And what that helps the listener feel, and what I'm conveying through this, is a sense of solidity, stability, calm. There's no motion. This melody is lacking motion in such a severe way that it almost doesn't seem like it's a melody, but it is a melody. It's the personification of this calm, melancholy mood. Now let's consider the color and timbre. Of course, I'm using stable mid-range instruments. The piano, I'm using its mid-range, even though as an instrument it has a very broad range from lows to highs. I'm using the mid-range, so it feels very stable. The fact that I'm using the middle of the instrument conveys more stability. Using synthetic sounds like the one that's conveying rhythm and then the melody as well, which is a very ethereal sound you can hear for yourself. These synthetic qualities kind of convey a transcendent sense, like it's beyond this world, because these sounds are beyond this world. They're synthetic, synthesized sounds. But then the use of the piano is also conveying nostalgia. It's very grounded and anchored. People feel rest assured that the piano is grounded, right? That's just part of the timbre of a piano for one reason or another. It could be culturally socialized, but that's just a true fact. Generally, most people find the piano to be grounded and anchored. But it also has this nostalgic quality, that really helps the melancholy part of my cue. So who is my character? Well, in this context, my melodic character is very stable, it's unimposing, it's very relaxed. And what's the situation they're in? It's very soft and it's very supportive. And so I've got this relaxed character, my melody, conveyed through this droning approach. And I've got this very soft, supportive setting made up of a synthetic sound mixed with a piano. And my rhythm that's giving the whole thing rhythmic cohesion is this very soft, kind of muted, filtered rhythm. So it's all conveying a soft, supportive, calm, and melancholy mood. Now let's move forward and look at our last cue, the spooky cue in green over here in the next lesson.